Welcome to this course on digital marketing. My name is Dr. Vishal Lala. I'm a professor in the Department of Marketing in the Lubin School of Business. Thank you for joining me for this wonderful course. The first time I taught this course was a very, very long time ago, about 24 years ago. It was a time when Amazon was a very small company and people were questioning the potential for Amazon to succeed or even survive. It was a time when Facebook didn't exist. It was a time when Google was a small upstart search engine, competing with the likes of giants such as Yahoo, AltaVista, and others. Times have changed. Back then, banner advertising was the primary way of advertising on the web. This was replaced very quickly with search engine marketing or search engine optimization. Things have changed. This industry has radically disrupted many others. Digital marketing has left behind a number of failed companies that just couldn't keep up. The bookstores like Barnes and Noble are struggling to this day, barely keeping up. Borders has shut down. Big electronic stores like Circuit City no longer exist. Toys R Us no longer exists. Many companies then have been completely wiped out. Others are just holding on with a fine thread. This is a very important topic, a topic that has had huge implications on the way we live, the way we do business, and has very quickly rewritten the future of corporations like Amazon, Google, Facebook, and so on. Come to think about it, the biggest corporations in the world are companies that owe their origins to digital marketing. So I'm glad you decided to take this course. Let's get started. In this course, we're going to cover digital marketing in the current era. So we're not going to take a historical walk down the origins of Amazon or where Google came from or how Facebook was conceived by Mark Zuckerberg in a storm room. Rather, we're going to take a more futuristic approach to digital marketing. We're going to think about what can we do with it going forward. From a career perspective, this is the kind of course that can radically alter your career trajectory if you decide to embark upon digital marketing, if you decide to pursue digital marketing in as a career path. Even if you decide not to, it can be a great complement to whatever career you decide to go into. So I'm glad you decided to join me for this course. Let's take a look at some of the course materials for this course. Now, all the materials for this course will be shared or available via classes. Here we are looking now at the course shell for digital marketing on Classes or Brightspace. Excuse my throat. Okay, so here we are on the homepage for this course on digital marketing. Once you're on here, you can click on Content to navigate over to the syllabus. That's going to be our first stop. So here we are in the syllabus for this course. I have already pulled up the syllabus in another tab so we can navigate it easily. The syllabus talks a little bit about the course itself and some information about myself. So here's where you can find me. My office is in 418D, the Lubin School of Business, should you decide to come on campus. You can always contact me via email. In fact, that is the best way to get a hold of me. I will give you a heads up. My emails tend to be short, and oftentimes they may contain typos or small typographical errors because I tend to speak into my emails rather than type them up in order to be more efficient. Email is by far the best way to communicate with me. I try to get back to students in a timely manner, which is usually about 48 hours. you don't hear from me in 2 days, please feel free to send me a reminder or a nudge. This course is going to examine various aspects of digital marketing. We're going to focus on things that are going on right now in the world, things that are important in digital marketing, the way it's practiced right now. Things such as SEO, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, display advertising, online analytics, email marketing, social media campaigns, and so on will be the subject of this course. The book we'll be using for this course is called Digital Marketing Essentials. This is a book that is frequently updated, and you can find it through Stukent. We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. One more thing worth mentioning out here. The book is something you need to purchase for this course. The question often I get is, do I really need a textbook or not? This is an ebook, not a physical book, and it comes bundled with not only content material for this course, but it also contains a digital marketing campaign built into it called Digital Marketing Simternship. And in order to access the digital marketing Simternship, you need to purchase the book. So bottom line, you need to buy the book. The assessment for this course involves exams, assignments, quizzes, and a digital marketing campaign. The key point here about the assessment is that there are a number of small assessments in this course. The largest of the assessments are the exams. There are 2 exams, one in the second week of the course and the other at the very end of the course. Together, they're worth 400 points. These exams will be administered via classes, and they'll be completed in an environment where you will not have access to any of your slides or notes. Your browser will be locked down, and you will be on camera for the duration of the exam. Yes, you will need to be on camera for the duration of the exam. In case you don't have a webcam, please procure one before the midterm exam. If you are not able to get a webcam or a camera, you are welcome to come on campus to take the exam in front of me on campus. There are going to be 5 assignments in this course, each worth 30 points. These will be shared with you via classes. The course has a number of quizzes. There are going to be 14 quizzes. Each quiz is tied to a topic or chapter in the textbook. The quizzes themselves are to be found or can be found along with the book. Another good reason why you would need to have the book in order to continue with this course. Now, you only need to complete 12 out of 14 quizzes for credit, which means you could miss as many as 2 quizzes without them impacting your grade. For each quiz, you have 3 attempts. If your first attempt doesn't work out so good, you can take a second and on to a third. Your best attempt is what will count towards your score for the quiz. Now, one of the most exciting parts of this course is the digital marketing campaign. This is worth a large chunk of your grade, but it's really about the excitement of this campaign that students love. In this digital marketing campaign, you will be able to tie in all the various aspects of digital marketing into making a company successful. There's a company called Boohee that you'll be working for, and you'll be applying the various skills you acquire, like search engine optimization, search engine marketing, display advertising, email marketing, and along the way, you'll be monitoring the success or failure of these different strategies to maximize the performance of your digital marketing campaign. The digital marketing campaign is competitive, which means you are, in a sense, competing with others in this class. Thus, your performance is not being viewed as you as an individual, but vis-a-vis others in this course, which really, I think, adds to the excitement of this digital marketing campaign. The digital marketing campaign is 10 rounds, so you go through different rounds. Each round you make a decision, you get feedback, go on to the next round, and so on and so forth. So that's a little bit about the digital marketing campaign. At the very end of it all, you will put together a report and a presentation, which is also worth points. There are these things called round logs, which I'll get to in a few minutes. Okay, that's about the various assessments of this course. Because there are so many different assessments, I've organized them into a schedule. Right, so let me get right to the schedule for this course. So before I go into the schedule, let me highlight the time zone. We're working with Eastern time, so New York kind of time. So all the due dates or assessments will be due at the end of the day, which is 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. If the clock, goes past 11:59 p.m. into the next day, then you will not be able to submit that particular assessment. So be mindful of those deadlines. Now into the schedule we go next. So here we are with the various aspects of this course. So the course kicks off on January 2nd. Let me get a red pen, looks better. Okay, so we begin on January 2nd. There's really nothing to do on that day aside from watch this video. On Jan 3rd, you will look at the topic Digital Marketing Foundations. And then on that day, tied to every chapter is a quiz. So a quiz on chapter 1 is tied to the topic Digital Marketing Foundation. So you'd read the chapter in the book, and then you'd visit the quiz within the book, complete it, right? So you got to be mindful of the fact that this is due on Jan 3rd, which means you've got to submit it before the end of the day on Jan 3rd. Another thing you need to do before you can even access the book is to activate your Stukent account. This is a super easy assignment. All you've got to do is go in and buy the book. In doing so, you'd be activating your Stukent account, which Stukent account is the account that gives you access to the textbook for this course. So once you do that, you get freebie points, by far the easiest assignment in this course. We go into the weekend. There's typically there are no assigned topics on the weekend. Doesn't mean you can't work on the weekend, but there are no assigned readings or assessments on the weekend. We go into Jan 6th, and you'll see in Jan 6th, we kick into the web design chapter. Now, again, associated to web design is the quiz on web design, which is this one, CH2 here, also due on Jan 6th. So by now you probably identified a pattern. You used to read a topic, and then you do the quiz for it the same day, right? Now, we go on to chapter 4 on Jan 8th, and there's a quiz for that. Jan 9th chapter and associated quiz, and so on and so forth. Now, there are days when there are no readings due, which means you can decide not to read on that day, or you can decide to read ahead. So let's say Jan 10th, there's no reading here, but you may decide that you may want to do chapter 6, you want to read ahead. You can read that in Jan 10th if you'd like to, and even complete the quiz ahead of time if you wish to. The quizzes do open before the due date. So typically, like for example, for a quiz on chapter 1, because we only begin on Jan 2nd, the earliest you can open is Jan 2nd. But for most other quizzes, they open at least 3 days before they are due. So you could be reading ahead if you'd like to, because you may have other kind of work constraints or other classes you might be taking. And if you want to kind of manage your schedule by reading ahead, you can do that, right? Okay, so that's about the topic and the quizzes. You've got to do 12 out of these 14 quizzes for credit. So you could miss 2 and not be penalized. Remember, for the quizzes, you've got 3 attempts. your best attempt counts. These are basically a bunch of multiple choice questions. In these quizzes, about 10 of them in every single quiz. You go in, answer it, submit, and you get your feedback in terms of performance right away. These are open book, of course, so you can refer to the chapter as you're completing the quiz or go back and forth. Okay, now on to Jan 6th, we have another topic. Jan 7th, we've got analytics. And also beginning on Jan 7th is our digital marketing campaign. Before I go there, let me highlight one more thing. So assignment number 2 is due on January 7th. That means you must complete this by the end of day Jan 7th. Now, typically, for assignments, there's a bit of a, there's a bit of time gap between the topic and the assignment. So assignment number 2, landing page optimization, is based on the topic web design. Okay? So you'll notice that we complete web design, you got some time to complete the landing page optimization assignment. Similarly, you've got the lead generational campaign assignment, and that is actually based on chapter 2, not 3. Okay, and that's also again due a few days after the topic is covered. Assignments typically will be available about 3 business days or 3 class days before they're due. So you can expect to see or be able to access the second assignment on landing page optimization maybe by Jan 3rd, right? Or that's probably the earliest I can release it because we're kicking off on Jan 2nd. It's a very time compressed semester. Okay, so that's a little bit about the chapters, quizzes, and assignments. Let's turn to the next aspect of this course, which is the digital marketing campaign. This is the part where you get to put everything you learn to practice by, going through this digital marketing campaign. So on January 7th is the beginning of the digital marketing campaign. You'll have access to this section. You can go in, click on it, and then you'll be able to watch a short video introducing you to your client company, Boohee. You'll learn a little bit about the company's challenges, your position in the company, and your tasks that you've got to perform as an intern for this company. Now, on Jan 8th, you'll be given some information about the company and asked to make a set of decisions. Now, those decisions will lead you to, will enable you to make, or rather you make these decisions in round 1, introduction to search ads. You'll make these decisions on the digital marketing simternship platform of the textbook of Stukent. So you make decisions out here, and you get feedback on your decisions. You'll be able to refine, act on that feedback to improvise your next round decisions, and so on and so forth. Now, I really want you to be reflecting over the decisions you make, and also kind of track through your own thinking behind the various decisions you make, for example, on search ads. To this end, you are going to keep a round log. So the way this works is you make a decision for round 1 on Jan 8th, and then by Jan 9th, you are going to post your rationale for your decision in round 1 log on classes. So your round logs are on classes, but your decisions are in the simulation. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, whatever is in the last column needs to be completed by that day, 11:59 p.m. So round 1 log must be completed by January 9th, end of day. Kind of be mindful of that again. Okay, so Jan 10 comes around, you can no longer post your rationale to round one log. So that's a little bit about the first 2 weeks of the semester of the short winter session. Let me scroll down here so we can see what else we have below. So Jan 11 comes around, and now you're able to, Jan 10th comes around. You're doing something else Jan 10th, round 2. Another assignment there for Jan 10th, again due by Jan 10th. On Jan 13th, we move into a new topic. As you've noted before, you've got an associated quiz for that topic. Week after week, you work through the different digital marketing campaign decisions. Rounds 3 through 7 all happen, 3 through 6 happen in the third week of the semester. Now, on January 15th is your midterm exam. This will cover chapters 1 through 5 and will be conducted via classes using a software called Respondus that'll ensure that'll lock down your browser and kind of monitor your activity during the exam. So again, quick reminder, make sure you have a webcam available with you prior to the midterm exam on Jan 15th. If you don't, let me know and we'll set up some way you can take the exam on campus. Okay, so then we go on further down here onto the next week. And again, we go on topics on social media strategy, social media platforms. You'll keep working on the digital marketing campaign, round 7, 8. So in case I didn't mention this already, round 7, for example, opens on Jan 21st, which means that's the day the round becomes available for you to make decisions. You can't go in and for example, do round 8 on Jan 21st because it will not be available to you then. Okay. It is best to make the decisions whenever the round opens, but you could, in fact, make the decisions a day or two later, and that's still okay. So the middle column are not deadlines, those are opening dates. The last column, or rather this third column are opening dates, not deadlines. The last column are hard deadlines. Okay, let me go down here a bit more further. And on to the last bit of the course then. We go through 23rd, 24th, some more topics. And on Jan 27th, we'll be done with all of the digital marketing campaign. Right? Then all that remains at that point is to get to the final exam, which is going to be a Jan 30th, which is going to be not a non-comprehensive exam. It's going to cover all the topics after midterm exam until the very end of the semester. And on the last day, you'll have the report and presentation due. So you'll kind of submit a report of your digital marketing campaign and also share with me a video presentation. So that's the class schedule for this course. Okay. Now let me take you into classes so you can see more about where everything is located in the classes shell. So let's go back to the homepage for this particular class. Here we are. You've got all these different content cards, and they are labeled by the date when those topics, that information is covered. The Jan 2nd covers Jan 2nd information, and so on. Under announcements, there's none right now. I'll be sharing with you, things to do kind of a list. So every class day, I'll put a note out here reminding you what is to be done. You can, of course, refer to the class schedule also, but it'll be an additional nudge to keep you on track with this course. Bear in mind, this is a fairly tight, 4 weeks when you cover a lot of materials. And they all have many, deadlines you saw already, which means it's really important to stay on top of your schedule. Don't fall behind. And that's exactly why I'll send those announcements to you pretty much every day, reminding you what is to be done. Okay, let's go into now more about the information on classes. So you can either click on the content card or click on content directly up here and jump into viewing the information here. So Click on Jan 2nd, and it's all organized here on the left based on the day in the schedule. Right, so I've obviously left out holidays and weekends. So on Jan 2nd, click on Jan 2nd, it says here, review syllabus, take a tour of course shell, and then, tell everybody else who you are. So go into the discussion thread and share with me a little bit about yourself, and your peers, a little bit about yourself, and then also make sure you activate your Stucent account. To activate the Stucent account is super simple. All you got to do here is to click on this link and pay for the book. When you're done doing that process, so if you click on the link, it'll take you to the book website, you pay for the book, and now you're part of the course, right? You've got the book in a sense. And just to let me know you've done that, make sure you post your name and email address in this assignment to let me know essentially you've done this thing, you've activated your Stucent account. Don't delay this because again, it's easy points for one thing, and second of all, it is essential. You have to have a Stucent account. You have to have the book in order to participate in this course. If you don't think you want to get that, then maybe you shouldn't be taking this course. So, yeah. On to Jan 3rd, the next day. So here again, on top, I've got a list of things you'll be doing here. Reading chapter 1, completing chapter 1 quiz. And then, the deadline for assignment is activate Stucent account is on Jan 3rd. On to Jan 6th, and you'll notice in every single class, every single date, I've got, what you've got to do and what's due on that day. So the landing page optimization assignment is due this day. So you got to go in here, finish up and post your link on here as submission. Jan 7th, and so on and so forth. So here on Jan 7, I'm telling you that there's the digital marketing campaign is going to kick off. So watch the intro video to familiarize yourself with Boohee, its product line, and its current digital strategy. All right, and then it goes on as in this form till the end of the 4-week winter session we've got going on here. So that was a little bit about the classes platform. Now, the classes platform is where you are able to, again, respond to assignments and also complete what is called the round logs. Jan 9th, Jan 10th. Here is an example of a round 1 log. We're going to get to this in a little bit through digital marketing simternship. Before that, let me show you what the round 1 log looks like. So if I were to open this in a new window, and I'll have to go through this in a very unusual way because I'm in instructor mode. But here's how it works. So you do something in the digital marketing simternship, and then you come into classes and indicate why you did what you did, right? So in 1 to 10 lines, share with me why you did what you did and hit the submit button, right? So it's kind of like you make a decision there, come back into classes and say why you did it, and that's it. Okay, so that's the information on classes. Let's now move on to another platform, the place where your book is located. Now, once you sign up for a Stucent account, you will have access to something that looks like this. Now, your view might look a little different from mine because mine is the admin or instructor view. So you'll have access to the textbook for the course called Digital Marketing Essentials. You'll also have access to the Digital Marketing Simternship. That's all we'll be doing as part of this course. You are, of course, free to complete the certification exam and earn a certificate in digital marketing issued by Stucent, right? It's like an added bonus for taking this course. Okay, now let me click. If I click on this Digital Marketing Essentials, it'll take me over to the book. The book is right here. It's an ebook. And it's a good thing it's an ebook because they get to update it constantly. This is a fairly new version of the book. It's only about, I think, 6 months or so old. So the material is very current. So the way this works is you read the chapter, you go in here, there's, the book, all the stuff here. You read about, technical terms in digital marketing, what makes a website successful. And based on what you learn, you click on the chapter 1 quiz. There you are. And now you can click on, I don't believe we're able to click on the quiz right now because it only starts on when the course begins on Jan 2nd. When that happens, you'll be able to go in here, click on the link, and complete a quiz, right? So again, read the chapter, complete the quiz, read the chapter, complete the quiz based on the schedule spelled out in the class syllabus. Okay, so that's a little bit about the second piece of the puzzle. Let's go on to the third piece of the puzzle. The third piece is the digital marketing simulation. Let me take you back to the syllabus to highlight where all these things are, right? All right, so here we are. The part I just went over on quizzes, all the quizzes are on Stuken along with the book. You've got to go to the book to complete these 14 quizzes, 12 of which are graded. The assignments are all posted and shared on classes, right? So you go on classes to complete the assignments when they're due. The exam is administered via classes as well. So on this designated dates, you go on, you complete the exams out there. The last piece of the puzzle, the digital marketing campaign. Where is this? So to access digital marketing campaign, we're going to head over to our book again. So here's the book. And here's the link for the digital marketing simternship. So if you click on launch simternship, it's going to take you over to here, where you can learn a lot about the company Boohee. But of course, it doesn't begin until Jan 7, so don't worry about it just yet. Just know all the information will appear here. As you navigate through the rounds, introduction, search as practice, so on and so forth. There are 10 rounds here. Each round has a decision you make right here on Stuken's website. You make the decision here, and then you go back to classes and share with me the rationale for that decision, right? So just a lot of different things going on in this course in a fairly tight, time compressed kind of manner. We're all going to be wrapped up with this course at the end of this month. Jan 31st is when the course ends. So I guess in closing, word of advice, having seen students take this course over the years, with the online version of this course especially, it is really easy to fall behind because you don't have the luxury of seeing your peers coming to class, you don't get to talk to them in person, and so on. So it takes a lot of self-discipline to stay on top of this course. This has got to come from you internally. You got to make sure that you are on top of the schedule, you get things done in time, and you assign enough time for you to get through the course. Don't procrastinate. The course is designed for you to work continuously for a 4-week period. At the end of the 4 weeks, you would have a course you've completed. You get credits for this course, which is great, right? If you have any questions, you can always email me. Again, glad to have you as part of this course. Good luck with the course. I hope this course is productive and beneficial to you.